All right, welcome everybody to the Koochiching County Board of Commissioners regular meeting for Tuesday, November 25th, 2025. Would you please help me open with the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, everyone. First item under county business is to approve the proposed agenda with additions and/or deletions. Do we have any additions?
We have one addition to highway business.
Okay. That is the adjustment of the bid.
No, it's gonna be, for consideration to authorize the highway engineer to file a permit with MnDOT to reroute the snowmobile trail.
I'll remind him. Should be underneath E3.
E3.
He doesn't have no paperwork on it.
Oh, I got you. Okay. We'll place that item under highway business under E3, and this will be to consider offering a contract to the state of Minnesota for the usage of a snowmobile trail along parallel to state highway.
Well, yeah, that's the permitting process that
Okay.
Trent will work through, so just authorizing him to do so.
All right. And the other addition, just not an addition necessarily, but a little bit of a change in the bid for the grader, and that is also under highway business. Any other additions or deletions?
No.
Great, Chair would accept the motion to approve the agenda with additions.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Roach.
A second.
Thank you, Commissioner Hell. Discussion on the agenda. Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And motion carries. Thank you. Next up is approve the minutes from the October 28th, 2025 regular meeting. Okay, let's look at those.
They look good, I thought. I have a motion. I'll second.
Thank you, Commissioner Roach. Thank you, Commissioner McIntyre. Discussion on the minutes. Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And motion carries. Thank you. Next up, financial business. Chair today would accept the motion for items A, B, and C. Would be A being approved courthouse claims, B approved highway claims, C approved public health and human services claims.
Motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Roach.
A second.
Thank you, Commissioner Howell. Discussion on the claims. Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And motion carries. Our next item is approve the 2026 liquor and tobacco licenses. I'll just kind of name them off here. Nelson's Store, Boondock's Bar, The Junction, Snack Attack, Thunderbird Lodge, Rainy Lake Oil. And these have been looked at and approved by the auditor, attorney, sheriff, and the zoning administrator. Thank you, Commissioner Hill.
I'll second.
Thank you, Commissioner McIntyre. Discussion on the licenses. Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And motion carries. Next up is public health and human service business. And first item is to approve a warrant void in the amount of $7,085 that was issued to Billboard Company.
Yep, this was one that I brought to the board a number of months ago to get approval to get a billboard using the COVID funds, and only if those COVID funds came in.
Okay.
They did come in, but they have done some more working with another company and got a better price for a longer amount of time. It'll be located on the corner coming into town on 71. We thought it would be a better location. not coming into town, coming into Little Fork, the Junkers Corner there, where that billboard is there. We thought it would get more local traffic than where it was originally planned on 53. And that's what we want to drive as the local use of that Credible Minds platform. So we thought that would be a better location. The price was better for a longer, price was cheaper for a longer amount of time than with this other one. So it's roughly about the same amount, but it's a little bit cheaper. I don't have the exact number in front of me, but we'll issue a new check to put it there rather than with this Lamar advertising. It would be a better option for everybody, more bang for our buck with that one.
So it'll be a different vendor and
Yep.
a little bit different other amounts.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. Wishes of the board.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Commissioner McIntyre.
I'll second.
Thank you, Commissioner Hall. Discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And motion carries. Thank you. Thank you for that explanation.
Yep.
The next up is request approval of renewal.
Yep, this is just a renewal of our children's mental health screening grant with the Department of Human Services. We have to renew it every 2 years, just so we can accept those funds. It already went around in a DocuSign format. It's a standard one with the Department of Human Services. We have a few of these that we have to do every couple of years. So, just so we have that revenue source coming in. So.
All right. Thank you. Wishes of the board.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Roach.
I'll second.
Thank you, Commissioner McIntyre. A discussion on the renewal? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Thanks.
All right, information systems. Hey, Justin.
Good morning. Good morning, Justin. Commissioners.
This looks like work here. This is for the new, kind of get the radios patched in?
Correct. So this is the relocation for the radio console equipment from the current dispatch center to the new dispatch center and the new law enforcement center. We got quotes from both On Target Training and the Blue Superior Communications. The one from DSC came in $1,100 cheaper, and the DSC is already pretty much the authority on our radio equipment. They're the ones that had installed it all initially and help us maintain it. So I would like to move forward with the project selecting DSC.
Okay, I see the other one had kind of a not to exceed amount, and that's a little scary.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, On Target had estimated it would be around $11,600, but they did include the not to exceed amount as well.
All right. Wish you the word.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Roach.
And they would start on this like pretty much right away to get you switched over.
Yeah, the planned cutover date is still January 14th, but they would do some prep work before then.
Perfect.
And is this P911 funds, or is this bond fund, do you have bond funds?
I guess I'm not certain. It could potentially be 911 funds because they are supporting those dispatch positions.
We can talk to Carrie.
Yeah.
That's support.
Support. Thank you, Commissioner Erickson. Discussion. So you say the timelines for them to be up and doing this is January 14th?
That's the date of the cutover, the planned cutover. So they would need to come up prior to then to prepare.
Okay. Well, okay, Karen, we'll unmute you here in a sec. And then how long will that take?
Hopefully it would just be one visit a couple days prior to then.
All right.
I'm sorry, Commissioners, I just heard the question about if it can be paid for using 911 funds, and the answer is yes to that. That is the intent. We're going to use 911 funds to pay for that.
Thank you, Karen. All right. Any other discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And motion carries.
All right, thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
All right, hey Nathan. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
I don't see the hand behind you there, so. And you're going to go over the results?
Yep,
of
this
the-
is just an informational item. We, like always, after our timber auctions, come back to the board and just summarize the results, give the results to the board. So we had our last timber auction of the year for 2025 back on November 5th, and we had 20 tracts total. We sold 18 of them. Prices, we sold just under 26,000 cords total for a total auction value of 809,000. Timber prices, price of aspen went up a little bit. On average, it was 36.05 a cord. Our last auction in August was 33.64 was the average on aspen. So, and then if you look at last year at this time, it was 33.24 on the November 24 auctions. We're up just a little bit. Yeah. So with that, I guess if there's any questions. Cold weather coming next week, so that should be good. Looks like we're gonna miss out on the majority of the snow here, so.
It's okay. Get some frost on the ground. and
Yeah.
It'd be nice.
Yeah.
Not related to timber per se, but after the timber auction, I had a discussion, a little discussion with some of the people around there in cabin leases. Maybe we're falling behind on what we charge for cabin leases as compared to,
Other entities, yeah, that's something we can look at going in for next year.
I would suggest that, I guess, because there's no reason that we should be charging less than
Going rate.
the going rate. So,
Yeah, I can get a survey out there to the other counties and other folks that have them and see what they're charging and.
All right. Any other questions, discussion? When's the next one again, Nathan?
So our first one for 2026 is, I can't remember, it's like it's that last Wednesday in January, so like 28th, 29th, something like that it is, I believe is the date, so.
Same place, same time?
Same place, same time, yeah.
Right, January 28th-ish.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Nathan.
All right, thank you. Have a good Thanksgiving.
You too, thank you. Highway, hey, how you doing?
This is great. We're ahead of schedule. All right. I had 2 items this morning, but a third one popped up. So, first item would be passing a resolution to act as a sponsor for the city of Big Falls for their local road improvement project funding request. You'll remember a couple of weeks ago we did the same thing for Little Fork. This is a project that was presented to the board back in 2023 for the same purpose of acting as sponsor for the project. You'll see the exhibit here, which has the project limits. They go from CASA 30 to 4th Street on Nicollet Avenue, and then from Trunk Highway 71 to Michigan Avenue on 4th Street. Again, since they're a small community, under 5,000 population, they require county sponsorship for this project or for this funding request. We act as kind of a technical resource, so all their funding items are in a roll, all their design items are in a roll. However, they've also got a contractor, I think they're going through a SEH as well, to assist them. So, again, just a resolution to act as sponsor.
Thank you, Commissioner Erickson.
Support.
Thank you, Commissioner Hunt. Discussion. Any timeline on these, or just kind of awaiting funds here if they receive?
Yeah, so I think the deadline is first part of December, and then I don't if it's a month or 2 months for review. And it's a very competitive process. There's a lot of communities that use this LRIP funding, so
I think this is at least their second try.
it is. Back in 2023, they also did as well.
It was sold, they had a timber sale within the city limits, I believe, that Nathan sold for them, and I think that money was supposed to go to this project, so I would assume that it's still sitting there someplace until they get more funding. Be nice for them to get it.
Yep. Yep.
Any other discussion? Okay, we have a first and a second. If there's no other discussion, I'll call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 2 is approved purchase of a John Deere 672P motor grader from McCoy for $414,972. Also authorize the trade-in of a 1989 Cat 140 unit number 893. So this is a revised RBA. The original RBA that I had submitted was for $404,000. However, we noticed that the quote didn't have an articulating plow in the front. It only had a fixed straight blade plow. I asked them to revise it. They got me the revision, so that's why we see the $414,972 now rather than $404,000. So we reached out to CAT. We reached out to Komatsu, and we reached out to Volvo, besides John Deere. CAT provided a quote using state bid at $481,000 and some change, with a $30,000 trade-in, so that brought it down to $451,000 and some change. John Deere, of course, provided Sourcewell pricing at $449,972, less a $35,000 trade for $414,972. Komatsu, when we reached out to them, they didn't offer a 6-wheel drive motor grader. And when we reached out to Volvo, they haven't had a motor grader presence in the U.S. since 2014, I believe it was. I think they still sell globally, but just not domestically. Again, I would recommend trading in Unit 893, 1989 Cat 140. So like I said, McCoy is offering $35,000. For comparison, we sold a 1989 Cat 140 on auction back in October of 2018. At that time, we received $25,000. The motor grader was in similar condition, but had 2,000 less hours. So I think we're getting a good deal there. Estimated delivery would be Q3 2026, and this is a 2026 budgeted item. Had $420,000 in there for the motor grader.
Wishes of the board.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Roach.
I'll second.
Thank you, Commissioner McIntyre. Discussion.
What were the hours on your trade-in? Did it say? I guess.
11,500, I believe it was, somewhere around there. Let's see, 11,639, which of course will go up over the course of the year before we get this, or 9 months before we get it.
How long did you have? How many hours a year on average? Depends on where they're at, I suppose.
It does. So up in the falls here, we use the grader a lot more. Silverdale doesn't see quite as much use. So our plan for this motor grader is we're going to station the new one at International Falls. We're going to transfer the International Falls existing grader down to Silverdale, and then the Silverdale one is the 1989. So Silverdale is one of the areas that kind of requires a 6-wheel drive motor grader, simply because of the hills and stuff that we've got down there. He does currently chain up right now, and he's able to make it up the hills. But yeah, this area and Silverdale are the two areas that we require the 6-wheel drive. Because out at the lake we have some pretty significant hills, of course.
Like 450 hours
Okay.
a year.
This will be all boarded up and have your side wings and all that.
Correct,
separate.
correct. It's got the snowplow package and everything. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, so the Silverdale grader, 450 hours a year. International Falls grader, we're probably closer to 800 hours a year on it. I think that one's got, 10 years old, and it must be close to 4,000 hours it's got.
Other discussion? All right, hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And motion carries. And now for your addition for a permit to use here.
Yeah, so Mike Heibel stopped into my office, and I think the Snowmobile Club made quite a few phone calls this morning as well in reference to this. Snowmobile Club is requesting that, well, again, it's kind of a sponsorship deal, that the county sponsors them for a permit for use of MnDOT's right-of-way. It sounds like a property owner has cut off usage of the snowmobile trail next to CN railroad tracks. So their only option to get into Rainier now is to come down the Hagerman Trail and then use MnDOT right-of-way past One Stop, where their existing permit goes to right now, and to about County Road 23, where the snowmobile trail veers off around the pond and goes into Rainier. So I think originally they had talked to the commissioners about a letter of support. However, I guess what I'm requesting is the board authorize me to start the permitting process with MnDOT, and then we'll work through that, and then once it comes to approval of the permit, I'll come back to the board. The Snowmobile Club was hoping, their trail opens up on December 1st. I don't know that we'll have snow by then, but it's not going to be a quick process with MnDOT. If it's a month, if it's 3 months, I don't know. My assumption is that they will try and push the snowmobile trail to County Road 20. However, we just don't have the right-of-way on County Road 20 to offer that trail. So we'll work through the process. We'll do it as fast as possible and hopefully help out the Snowmobile Club.
Yeah, it must come up quite suddenly to kind of scrambling, I guess.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate. So, right, wishes of the board.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Roach.
I'll second.
Thank you, Commissioner McIntyre. Discussion. Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Ideally, there is, maybe they'll give us the option of just amending the existing permit that we've got. We approved, the board approved that permit back in spring of 2025, I believe, the one that goes from the Hagerman Trail to One Stop. But they also might require new permits. So.
They use both sides of the highway. Some of the riders use both sides of the highway instead of taking the trail around.
Sure.
Yeah,
It gets used. It gets used already.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Hey, Matt.
Morning.
All right, first up is consider approval of a payment application for the RV. Yeah, so the sewer project out there is going really well. It's almost completed. Well, it probably is now. Last Wednesday, I was out there for startup of the system. They got the meter manhole completed and connected, and of course the grinder stations are running now too. So everything is running. There was just some minor restoration that was needed, and I believe it's probably done by now. So I haven't been out there to look at that, but it was so minor, I wasn't too concerned. This particular pay app is the third construction pay application on the project. I expect one more to close it out. The total amount due, less than 5% retainage to Wagner Construction for work items completed on the project through September 5th, is $10,788.91, with retainage for this pay application of $567.84, and total retainage of $13,198.44. This pay application, it's related to restoration, basically. I know they did some patching on the county road. So bottom line is that I would recommend moving forward with paying this pay application. Which is the board?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Commissioner Mansley. Thank you, Commissioner Hall. Discussion. What else you got left there, Matt? Just restoration. There was some minor restoration left, and then it's just a matter of closing out. They'll request in their final payout their retainage, and we have some documentation left with engineering. So the engineers are going through that process, but basically it's done.
I seen they had posted on Facebook this morning. They had pictures of an aerial drone over the top of the thing, and they said they passed their inspection yesterday. So
Yeah.
they are open for people to start renting the spots out for next year.
Yeah.
And the aerial photo looked absolutely phenomenal, and their big American flag off the point was a very nice looking sight.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's come together, so that's a good thing. So, and I'm glad to have that sewer. It's a big benefit to the resource. Obviously, protecting our water, and then also, it's good. They had a requirement to be connected to the sewer system, and this helped them get there. So, and they have an agreement with us to pay a connection fee, which will be paid once we close out the project, and there's some paperwork for them to take care of too. But they've indicated to me they're ready at any time. So, any other discussion? That sounds good. Looks good too. Yeah, it's great. It is a good deal. Really good deal. Yeah. So thank you for all the work and following through with all that. And it's good use of those grant dollars too.
Yeah. So. There was 11 more sites they added over there on that side, 11 or 12.
Yeah. So they were approved for 43 sites quite a few years ago. Prior to that, they had approval for 30 sites, RV sites. So yes, I mean this is finishing up their CUP and connection that is necessary. So
Perfect.
Yeah. Other discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And motion carries. Thank you. Thank you. And the last item that I have is I'm requesting an amendment to our existing cancer site attendant contracts due to unforeseen increases in the costs for the contractors. The contracts were bid in 2023. And they expire November 30th, 2026. The cancer site attendants have informed us that their liability insurance costs have increased substantially.
Some have indicated that the extra cost may require them to give us notice because they just don't have enough to be able to continue under this current pay situation. So due to the increased costs, I'm asking for an amendment to the contract to add an amount of $300 to help them with their increased costs. So the amendment would add $2,100 total to our contracted services at each of these, $2,100 total, encompassing all cancer site attendant contracts. So, it's a small percentage of our total budget, but I needed to get approval before I could move forward with, increasing because they have a contract but their costs have gone up and they were concerned about it. So,
Do you have that in your budget to cover that, or?
yes.
Get a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Roach. Thank you, Commissioner Hill.
One other thing, so the plan was to rebid the contracts in 2026, for another term. It did, and this is not a decision that needs to be made, but I'm just informing you that some of the contractors have said they would be interested in extending, so I'm just letting you know that they've mentioned that, and that may be advantageous to us as well. So.
Well, we appreciate them taking the time to do this, and it's important service too. I think it's a small cost to keep them whole and make it a little bit easier for them too.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
And I did send you guys that information that we discussed at our committee of the whole related to the Bowser board. So if any of you have an interest, it would be great to have representation on that Bowser board, but that's up to you guys to take a look at it and certainly consider it. If you need anything from me, you let me know.
Thank you, Matt.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Thank you. Great, at this time, I'll open the floor to public comment. Is there anyone in person or online for public comment? I believe you are muted if online there if you have public comment. All right, hearing no public comments, do we have any other business?
You just want to announce the next meeting. It's our next board meeting is December 9th at 4:30 p.m. in this courtroom. And then the board meeting will be followed by our 2026 budget and truth and taxation hearing at 6 p.m. again in the historic courtroom in the courthouse.
All right, that's December 9th at 4:30 for the regular board meeting, and truth and taxation is at 6 p.m. Right. All right, any other business? Anyone? All right, hearing none, I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Roach.
I'll second.
Thank you, Commissioner Allen. All those in favor of adjournment, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And we are adjourned. Thank you.